You know, in the 1970s, in order for martial arts movies to be exported here, they would, of course, have to have some legendarily bad dubbing. And I mean, we're talking just hilariously bad. So, what there was a 2002 movie that kind of satirized all the dubbing and everything going on. Not the cultural context or any of the tropes actually going on within it, but what was done. How about Kung-Pow Enter the Fist from 2002 with fighting cows? Yes. Silly, perfect fun, says the New York Daily News. A zany parody, says the Box Office Magazine. Writer-director Steve Odekirk of Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, kicks the karate film genre up a notch by inserting new scenes, new dialogue, and himself into an obscure King Kong chops. I can barely even read this. Chopsucky film from the 70s. The result is a ridiculously funny and most be seen to be believed. In order to avenge his family's death, a legendary warrior named the Chosen One wanders the countryside in search of the notorious Master Payne, also known as Betty. Filmed with fist flying action, incredible special effects, and outrageous something foolishness. Kung foolishness. This martial arts mockery delivers knockout laughs from beginning to end. I could barely even read this. It is of such low quality. Yes, it's so bad. But at the same time, what's contained inside is effing hilarious. And by the way, I'm doing this as a request for you know who you are. Thank you for showing this. Also, WTF did I just watch? I don't know. I mean, this movie. Okay, this is one of those you know exactly what you're getting movies. It's taking some of the English dubbing. It's like wee, and let's have them just go to town with the dubbing and everything else. It's like, okay, so let's get this 1976 movie called Fist and Tiger Crane, also known as the Infernal, was that the Infernal Killer or something like that, and let's just go to town on it. Was it Mystery Science Theater 3000? Infinitely quotable, hilarious scenes, and of course, hang on. Dialogue so ridiculous, you just gotta love it. So I was like, alright, so what makes this film a laughable ride? It's, well, one, the actor himself, who is who is a karate practitioner, pretty much just invents a new voice for every single character except for the females. So it's like, okay, we're going to get Master Payne, who sounds intimidating. We're going to get the Chosen One himself, and then, of course, we're going to get a guy who's got rather large nipples. What the heck? I don't know what to say to that. So yeah, it's like, just to give you an idea of the ridiculousness. Right as the villain Master Payne is coming in to pretty much just try and, keep himself atop everything. He's going to go and try and pretty much eliminate a baby, but the baby itself is so powerful, it dispatches his minions and kind of injures him enough that he's like, oh, I'm going to wait until you get older. He is the chosen one after, punching and flying and everything else. It's so funny. It's just like, I'm looking at this like, huh? And if that wasn't enough, it's like, okay, let's get into the usual trope of who the chosen one is, except that the chosen one is ridiculously strong. But at the same time, it's like, let's have the master be as strong. In fact, let's have him be so strong he can withstand those training training bows or staffs that people in karate dojos would use. I forgot what those are called. He can withstand a shot to the groin and other places of his body. It's not just like, what the heck? And of course, when they repeat the same thing on him, he does get pretty brutalized. And they said, "Yeah, don't stop me unless you hear the signals." Like, did you guys hear the signal? No. Then they realize he's pretty much out of commission. They still continue to beat up him. And they're like, you just have to see it to believe it. Just over how ridiculous everything is. Then, of course, there's the legendary cow. There's a cow right there that acts as a minion of Master Pain. And this cow is just does not care. It is flexible. It is fast. I'm just looking and thinking to myself, what the heck? And it's like this cow just is so flexible and animated. I'm just like, what? You know, with the udders and the punching and everything else. It's just so ridiculous. I'm like, what can you say to this? What can you say to this? It's like even when the Chosen One and Master Pain, also known as Betty, is fighting. He says, option 2, I can either try and dodge his attacks and hit him, or B, I can have the chain claw thing attacking and I break me in the face and I'll die. And obviously it's option number B. And of course the villain decides to have a name of Betty. I don't know why. And to make it even better, Ram Jam's Black Betty is playing while the fight is being performed. I don't know what to say to this. And they even have MC Hammers Can't Touch This. So I don't know. It's so freaking funny. It's either you love it or you dislike it. There really is no in between. I love this, but you know exactly what you're getting. And just if this movie, it's like 80 minutes. It just goes by so quickly. You're like, yeah, this was freaking great. Of course, everything was on a blue screen. Like, you know, they had some blue screens for like digging for stuff. It was like, hey, can we go to Radio Shack? They even have like a Hooters, and I'm like, yes, this is freaking great. And as for me in martial arts, it's like, you know, it's like they had to do all the capturing stuff and inserting it with computers and stuff like that. So you could tell that the a battle with the cow is, of course, of its time. And I'm like, okay, this was 2002, so you can forgive it because it's just so funny and so over the top. Obviously, Enter the Fist is a reference to Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon. This is kind of like a satire of, like I said, of the bad English dubbing, and also a tribute to all the martial arts movies. I think I've seen maybe Game of Death. You know, it's the tower that goes downward. Bruce Lee has to fight through it. I've never really seen any. I don't know, like, the context, like why they came to be. I know they're extremely popular in their native homelands and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of like cultural stuff that I'm not aware of that pretty much composes the films, and I do want to see it. You know, it's like, what was it? The Shaw Brothers or whatever had these amazing limited box sets that I want to rent and plan, so that'd be like 100+ movies. Holy smokes! But yes, I do want to see them, but probably not until next year when I get all the stuff I want to watch finished. But yeah, it's freaking great. You know, it's like it pays tribute to everything. It's like it's a way of how it's like, you know, to get some Asian culture here in the States, you kinda had to have the dubbing. It's like they did that with MXC Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. That was also known as Takeshi's Castle, and the guy Takeshi, whatever his name is actually like an acting legend in Japan. He was also the teacher who explained the rules for Battle Royale and that, right, and for the Castle TV series. So I was like, yeah, in order, you had to kind of introduce it slowly. So it's like, it's nothing that bad. It's one of those things you have to do it and then get people adjusted to it. Because not everyone's going to go and watch a French New Wave movie, as an example. So yeah. Do I recommend that people watch Kung-Pow, Enter the Fist? Oh, heck yes, if you want a great laugh.